You're listening to the sounds of Salford, from the UK going out to the world.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome to Coey's Rants. How are you, pal?
Yeah, I'm alright.
What do you think of that last night's Becky on Question Time?
Do you really want me to tell you?
I do, yeah. Give us your views, mate.
Turncoat.
Turncoat, I thought she did half right, you know. I think
Full of
she's
shit.
the best one out of the Labour Party.
Do you?
Yeah, they do actually, mate.
What,
I
what
really
about
do.
Chucker?
Chucker a Wumba, me mate. Chucker's alright. I like Chucker, but Chucker's come from like a really posh background, hasn't he?
I don't know what his...
Yeah, he's a public school boy and all that. Whereas Becky, she's worked up for it.
How does that make you a socialist then, coming from that kind of a background?
What,
Has he turned his back on all the grace and favour then?
Well, it happens, doesn't it?
Plastic
happens.
socialism, it's called.
Well, I don't know, but I like
Does he
the way-
live the life of a socialist? Does he give his money away? Does he give his
No.
wages away?
No.
Does he, you know, when he claims expenses, does he claim to the penny and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you something now.
Does Rebecca?
No, she won't claim expenses, you know, because
Bullshit.
She doesn't claim them, mate.
Bullshit, I'm not having it.
Doesn't claim them.
So on her £74,000 a year, everything
does
she
not
does.
Claim expenses. Do you want me to tell you why?
Go on.
Because she doesn't want the scandal of the Ginger Ninja.
Who's the Ginger Ninja?
Hazel Blaze.
Oh, that idiot. Another one, another plastic socialist.
The one who was waving the cheque around for 15 grand, 16 grand. How many people in Salford can do that, mate?
Well,
Come on, ask
you know,
yourself.
you know what side? The Labour Party are just a laughing stock, I think.
I don't know how you can say that because it's the biggest. It's got the biggest membership in the whole of Europe out of every party, mate.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. Where do you get these statistics from?
I got this statistic last night off Sky News.
You didn't get it out of The Guardian, did you?
No, I got it out of Sky News, mate.
I see one of your mates that was involved in the discussion we had last night about this took his post down.
Terry Simmons.
Terry Simmons, yeah, is
No,
that
I
his
took
name?
the post down.
Eh? Yeah, why did you take it down?
Because I had Ting going on about being a DJ with a massive tongue.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'd sagged her in, Rebecca Long Bailey. She'll probably unfriend me now.
Well, no big deal, that.
Well, it is for me, because I like Becky.
But she might be a lovely person,
She
Si,
is
but
actually, mate.
She might well be, Si.
Same as Chucker.
I mean, they're all nice when they're there, aren't they? But they're treacherous to a lot of them. The whole lot of them.
Old school.
Every one of them.
I think the new ones are a lot better than the old ones, mate.
I thought... I want to just get off this. She mentioned that she voted with a conscience in the Article 50 debate, didn't she?
Yeah.
I want to know now what's going to happen. One of the questions asked last night was, should they be looking for a new job, these 114 Labour MPs or whatever?
There was a mixture, wasn't there?
There was a mixture. All the SNP voted against it, didn't they? Because Scotland voted. As far as the Scots go, I don't get the philosophy, mate. They voted to come out of the British Union, let's say, but they're all for the European Union. What's how complicated is that? How does it work? That
I don't know how that works.
Britain being a democratic country and Europe being completely undemocratic.
Well, the way I see it is, they must be doing a lot of business with Europe, the European countries, mustn't they?
Well, I'm sure
Aren't they?
I would be absolutely gobsmacked if they weren't doing more trade with England and Wales, Northern Ireland.
So. You would think so, but why did you want to vote out of England? And it was only a minority that.
Well, it was a similar result to the EU election, wasn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? So obviously there's a lot of disenchantment up there, and that's fine, and I get that. And like there's a lot of disenchantment in the UK. But come on, they're all changing the story now, aren't they?
Well, some of the posts we was getting on the wall last night was talking about how the Labour Party is going to disintegrate.
Well, it is, mate.
Well, I've got to disagree with you there, mate.
Because you've got an arch commie in as a leader, yeah, and then you've got the likes of Diane Abbott, Dennis Skinner, who've been there for a long time. Granted, and the Labour Party is a fairly broad church in as much as political beliefs and stuff like that. But it's like the lunatics have taken over the asylum for me.
Well, I get what you're saying there, and there is a lot of discontent in the Labour Party, but the Labour Party is the only viable option. You cannot vote UKIP. You cannot vote Liberal. So basically, you're left with one choice: Labour.
There's no difference side between the leaders of the Labour Party now and the Liberal Democrats. What you could put between them is as thin as a cigarette paper. The Lib Democrats and in fact Tim Farron, they're so extreme. You must be joking. They're far left.
Far left, yeah.
They're far left, mate.
Yeah.
Without any shadow of a doubt. That Tim Farron, I've listened to him so many times, and I just think to myself, this man is an absolute clown. He's going against the majority, and I will say majority of the British people. Now, if you want to look after minorities, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the majority should be looked after, and everybody else should. You can keep your minority status, that's fine, but the minority should really integrate into the majority of things and the majority of what people are wanting it for the good of the country. Why do we have to pander to minorities time and time again when the majority of this country, the people in this country, want what's best for the country? The minorities don't always want that.
Yeah, I get that.
Integration being just one of them.
I get that. Can I just run this one by you?
Come on.
2 weeks ago on Question Time, Diane Arbett was on, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she was embarrassing, mate.
I'm telling you.
She was embarrassing. Now, I'm a Labour voter, and I was embarrassed watching her, mate.
She's a racist, her.
She didn't answer. She couldn't answer a single question.
Rebecca Long-Bailey didn't answer the question.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
When he went to the NHS, she did. She destroyed that Tory when he went to the NHS.
Yeah, she gave a good account on the NHS, and I get that side, and that's fair dues. But constantly, the only one who answered it properly there, I thought, was the woman, the woman with the Conservative Women's Supporters Club. I thought she was the best panellist. I thought Nick Ewer last night was an absolute clown.
Some of them are on there, but sometimes you get some great...
Nick Ewer is an elder statesman of this country, and I think he's an absolute... Watching him last night, I just think, what an absolute buffoon.
Dimblby's not as passionate as he used to be, though, wasn't he? Sometimes he used to really get into it, didn't he?
I'm sure that they get fed up of the same questions and the same answers because nobody answers it straight side. They always go around the periphery, around the edges to put across what they want, not answering the question. Like Rebecca Long-Bailey last night, she did not give a categorical answer, yes or no, as to whether they should be looking for a job. She didn't. She went, oh, it's all about choice. Well, no, yeah, it is about choice. Yeah, I get that. But the country decided you should follow the will of the country, just like you do in elections.
Yes. At the end of the day, what you must remember is we employ them. They answer to us, not the other way around.
Anyway.
Not the other way around.
Yeah,
they answer to us.
I agree.
Right? When you put your cross on that box, right, you're putting your trust in them.
Yeah, you
so
are.
They answer to you.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Correct.
And sometimes I think they forget this.
Well, they're that far up themselves with their own importance, half of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They forget it, don't they? Do you know what I mean? But I thought she did a good account of the... and she mentioned Salford a couple of times.
She did, yeah. She did,
so.
yeah. I think you're going to see, once this Article 50 is triggered, which hopefully is going to be the end of March, there's going to be a sea change in Europe. You're going to see parties of the right
will
coming forward, like Geert Wilders, like Marine Le Pen, perhaps, like the Alternative for Deutschland. They're gaining momentum massively, and the English, the British, should I say? The British EU, UKIP. I'm going to challenge Labour at every single seat in the next election.
They probably will, but
because it's what they want. It's what people want.
So what you're trying to say is that they've lost touch. The Labour Party has lost touch.
Oh, massively, mate, massively. Most people I know who voted Labour all their lives, and I would be one of them.
Yeah.
The Labour Party have completely lost touch with the common people. They've completely lost touch. When I was a kid growing up, they looked after the working classes. They don't do that anymore, Si. Yeah. They're looking after the minorities now. Well,
stand
arm. To my mind, you should be looking after the majority of the people, and the minorities should jump in line. You can have your say, you can have your, whatever you want, but it should be the country should be swayed towards looking after the majority of the people. Otherwise, you're going to get upsetting the ranks everywhere, mate. Because a majority means more than others.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Should we go to a song?
Yeah, let's go to Hollow Inside by the Buzzcocks, and this song just shouts to me about all the hollow and the hypocritical MPs that we've got in this.